Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here. Once again, it's nighttime now, which is why you're going to hear some background noise. And I'm here to review Fargo Season 2. Yes, that's right. Finally, Fargo Season 2! Yeah! Uh, Well, okay, that's a little misleading. Let me just start off and say I was a big fan of Season 1. I loved things about it. I didn't like certain things. I was very disappointed in the finale. I liked, I think, like 50 or 60% of it. I disliked 40% very, very much. And I'm going to keep up that same energy with this review. I'm going to go full spoilers. I'm going to be totally honest, too, because a lot of people, they would just be fooled by stuff that happens, the cool little scenes here and there, and they won't tell the truth. They won't be honest. They won't really, be fair. I'm going to be fair because I thought this season was a million times better than the first season overall. I mean, it's a lot more enjoyable. It's a lot more action packed. The characters are better, for the most part. But then the finale came. Wow, that finale, that finale was terrible. I mean, the finale ruined the whole season. The finale, I was really into this season. Like, a lot. Like, there were so many cool things, moments, scenes, characters, and then that finale came in. F you, Marco. Everything you loved is now gone about this season. F you. And not in a good way. Like, it could have been good in certain senses, like if they said F you for some story reason, but no. The reasons were completely horseshit, to be honest. Where to begin? I've been thinking about this. There's so much to talk about. Let's talk about the feminism, because this takes place in the 70s, the feminist era. Well, back when feminism was needed. Anyways, they had some like troubling feminist agendas on the show, but then it seemed like every single agenda that they laid out got disproved. Like, number one, they had this whole thing. It wasn't even subtle. Like, it was just in your face, like hammering, shoving down your throat. And so that's what I mean by feminist agenda. I don't mean like they had a story about a woman doing blah, blah, blah. No, they had these like cringy lines. So first off, with the mother, basically there's two gangs, and one of them, the father had a stroke, and so he can't, the leading man, whatever, he had a stroke and he can't lead anymore. And so the mother wants to take over, but then there's all this trouble because she's a woman. And oh no, a woman can't lead a gang, or can she? And well, it's funny because there's this big thing about it where she's like trying to prove herself, and there's all this question and blah blah blah, just but then she gets proven completely wrong. She gets proven to be a terrible leader. She lets her whole family get killed. She doesn't know what's going on the entire season. She doesn't do anything really that's badass. And then at the end she turns into a fucking rat. She is just terrible. And I guess the point is that no matter if you're a man or a woman, you're still a head of a gang, and you're the head of a family gang too. And so she's not she's too connected to these people, and it's just, I love that. I loved how they proved that wrong. And then secondly, they had the daughter in the gang, the Gerhardt family, and she was basically a big slut. And she basically the whole season she's sleeping with the bad guy, and then she's giving him information, and then blah blah blah, and then she gets killed. And basically, the message there is that, you can't just go around sleeping with anybody, because then she sleeps with the bad guy. And it's like, really? Like, I don't care, like, about your whole, you want to sleep with it. Like, you slept with this horrible person, Mike Milligan, and like, free love doesn't mean you sleep with someone who's plotting to kill your family. Like, that's not the same thing as, what she's talking about. And so they really proved that agenda wrong too, because they showed how flawed that messaging really is. Free love isn't free love. And she didn't even get free love, because she had to spend the whole season giving him information. And god damn, I hated her character by the time she got killed. And I didn't even feel bad for her, to be honest. The only reason why I felt badly was because they were family, and they're family killing family, and I thought that's really upsetting to watch. It's very disturbing, and emotionally, really upsetting. But not to the, because I still hated her character, so I was like, you get what you fucking deserve, to quote the Joker. And then the last feminist agenda that they proved wrong was the whole beautification, self-improvement seminar that Kirsten Dunst wanted to go to. Basically, there's this big question of whether she should be able to use her money to go there to the seminar or not. And basically, she agreed to set money aside, like a little percentage each month, so that, and then he agreed to, so that he could buy the butcher shop. And so, but then she has this boss who basically persuades her not to, because she's a, quote, strong, independent woman. And basically what happens is that whole decision of what she does completely causes their downfall, in a sense. I mean, it's just bad. It's just a bad situation. And like, it's so weird and like delusional. Like, there's all this shit going on, and you have to go to a self-improvement seminar? Like, what? And and then she decides that she is a strong, independent woman, and she decided in the first place to set aside that money and give it to help get the butcher shop. And so I thought, that's great. She could have decided either way, and they showed, yes, she is a strong, independent woman, which includes the fact that she shouldn't be doing things based on what her feminist friends say as well. And this hairdresser boss of hers, she had a thing for her too, which makes it even grosser. The fact she wanted to go to that seminar with her alone, probably. You can put together the, but yeah. Well, anyway, those three agendas were the ones that stuck out. I don't really think that there were any other agendas. I mean, of course, the brother without the beard. I can't remember their names because I watched this a week ago. The older brother without the beard, the one whose daughter is a whore. He is very misogynistic. I mean, he abuses his daughter. He is a woman hater. But the thing is that it was very cartoonish. But still, I kind of liked his character, because I thought he's sort of like the character that is going to have some sort of a badass action scene. He's the character that, you love to hate and you hate to love, whatever. But anyways, with this season, I think that they really have consistent flaws, the writers of the show. They have a problem with connecting to the viewers. The viewers, it seems like they're disconnected to who the viewers like. It seems like the show writers consistently like very uppity, goody two-shoes, law enforcement people, because those main characters, you have this police guy who I actually really liked until a certain thing happened. You have the father of his wife, and those characters are really like given this heavy plot armor the whole season, to the point where at one point there's a UFO that literally comes and saves him from dying, saves both of them basically. And so, I'm really kind of sick of like these goody characters. I prefer characters that have problems too. I really think that, they're so old-fashioned characters, the main police people. And, my favorite characters, I would say my favorite one, for sure, was Hansi, the Native American guy. I thought he was awesome. I totally think he could have his own show. And then also, secondly, very close second, Mike Milligan. He could also have his own show. And then thirdly, I would say I love Todd and Kirsten Dunst. I thought they made a fantastic couple, and I thought they both did a great job. And then from there, I liked the brother, I liked the mother. They were good actors. Like, everyone did a great job at acting, but the characters just, terrible people. Especially those main police people. Especially the main guy. Because basically the whole season, I really liked him. But then, at the finale, they reveal that he's actually the father of the main one from the first season, the main policewoman from the first season. And that immediately made me hate him. Because I hate her, and I hate him, too. I hate the older version of him. And so, you literally just destroyed his character in just revealing that he's related to people. That's just hilarious that you could do that. And, that finale was bad. It seems like, too, like the conflict of this season. The first season, the conflict was you had this Lorne Malvo guy who was basically the devil. And he basically was able to manipulate his way, kill anyone he wanted, do whatever he wanted. He was able to get it done because he was experienced. And he just, he set his sights on this town for some reason. And in this season, it seems like the biggest villain is miscommunication. Because a lot of conflicts this season happen because people don't talk. They can't talk to each other. They can't get the right information. And I got really annoyed at some points, especially because there were certain plot lines that basically just got dropped. Like the whole thing with the whore getting killed. Her dad, her abusive father, he never even finds out. And I thought, you really missed an opportunity. Basically, Hansi kills the abusive dad. And I thought, you really missed an opportunity for him to tell him that his daughter is probably dead. Like, your brother, I saw him, or I heard that he was with your daughter, and she's not there anymore. She's probably dead. I really think that, I wanted to see his reaction. I wanted to see the mother's reaction. I wanted to see what they would think and how they would process this, because it seemed like so weirdly manipulated and contrived situations and stories, to the point of where, like, can't they ever find out the truth about anything? And then you have probably, let's just, I mean, Mike Milligan was awesome. I loved his character, but he lacked action scenes. I really think that his character could have used, and I know that sounds like, what? I really would have liked to have seen his character hand-to-hand fist fight someone. I would love to see him do more, because a lot of the time he just had these two kitchen brothers, and they basically did all the fighting for him. And he did at one point do some fighting. I loved his character, though. I mean, his character was just, he constantly gave amazing speeches, and, you know, I'd totally love to see a show about him. I've said that already, but, you know, gotta repeat it if it's worth repeating. But anyway, something that I really think that they should have done was, there was a plot line to do with the youngest Gerhardt, the youngest kid, and he basically goes to prison for attempted assassination of Todd from Breaking Bad. And basically, by the end of the season, spoiler alert, he's the only one left. And they never deal with that. They never talk about it. They never even, you know, act like it's a thing. Like, even the police characters, the stupid goody-goodies, they don't even talk about it. And I think it would have been really cool. There's also another character. There was this female character who worked at the butcher shop as a cashier, and she had this little tiny part. She didn't really mean anything to the show, except for she had a book reading about some symbolism about pushing a rock up a hill, and it just kept on falling back down every day. I think it would have been really cool if she had visited him in prison, and they basically implied that those two would get together and start the family again. I think that would have been epic. I think it would have, because they had a little romance thing with them going. They had a little, like, it was just kind of like, what? Like, this is kind of, it just, like, why do this stuff? Why do certain things? I mean, he has this conversation with her. He acts like he likes her, and it's like, okay, he likes her, and, you know, she seems to like him. Well, why don't you use this to make a story? Like, it's a complete waste. But anyways, I think they should have had that scene in the finale. I think that would have been epic. As well, I think that the whole finale was a waste. In the finale, you know, Todd and Kirsten Dunst get a shitty ending. They get a shitty, unfair ending, like usual, like Lester got in the first season. Lester, the best character of the first season, he got a poor ending that he didn't deserve. And same with these two characters. Again, really pissed me off, to be honest. And, you know, I'm at the point where I don't want to fucking see it anymore. You know, they set up this great finale where Hansi's chasing them, and then boom, they just ruin it. They do this predictable shit where they have the reenactments. God damn, it was stupid. That was so stupid. They're in this I don't even care. I don't even want to talk about this. They're in the store, and they go to the frozen meat section. I mean, like the freezer with the meat, because he works at the butcher shop, and so it's symbolic, and it's metaphoric, and it's fitting. It's a fitting ending. And they reenact this scene that we watched 3 fucking times. 3 times on television they have this fake Nazi movie where the 2 characters get rescued, and then she has this delusion of grandeur where it's basically, it's just, God, it's so stupid. Ugh. And it was so predictable, so fucking predictable. And of course, he has to get killed, and then she goes to prison, whatever, and that's her way of getting to California. God, was that stupid. And I really fucking hated that so much. I really did hate it. And then you have the stupid waste of time subplot with the wife and her pill. Is it a placebo pill? Is it a real pill? I don't give a flying fuck what pill it is. Because as soon as we found out that she was related to them, it made that whole thing worthless. I mean, that whole storyline, the whole season, it was worth nothing. It's a waste of time. And then you have there's no suspense. There's no tension. There's no anything. It's just, why even bother? And so, in my opinion, what they should have done, here's what they should have done. First off, boom. You have a scene where they show the girl visiting the guy in prison, and basically it's the last Gerhardt, and they're going to start a family together probably because they like each other. Boom. That's an epic scene because it maybe that'll be another season in the future where we get to see the family return. Maybe we get to see another character. And then boom, we have that whole thing with Mike Milligan where they arrive at the motel. They see no one's there. They go back to the house. They spare the maid. Boom. And then they kill that guy who's trying to steal all the money, which was great. I love that scene. And then boom, that scene was awesome. No need to fix anything with that scene. And then Mike gets forced to become a fucking accountant, a boring ass accountant at the quote unquote evil syndicate firm. Boom. That was a great scene. That was probably the best scene of the finale. And then the rest of this episode, instead of doing the shit that they did, let's spend the rest of that episode with just Hansi. Let's just watch Hansi start his new life. Let's see who he becomes. Let's see him change. Let's see him open up when he starts his new life to new people that he wants to open up to. Because the thing is that they completely ruined his character too. Because they had this scene that was completely out of character where he opens up to this random criminal who gives him his fake ID. I mean, it makes absolutely no fucking sense. The whole season, he's quiet and reserved, and then he's spilling the beans to this random fucking criminal. It makes no sense because he did not want people to know what he was thinking. He did not want people to anticipate his next moves. And so it made no sense for that to happen. And so, in my opinion, let's have all that stuff and let's just spend most of this episode just watching Hansi. Let's watch his transformation, and then let's watch his new life as he lives it. And then at the very end, we can have those boring, vanilla, white chocolate, boring ass characters, those, the police guy, the police dad who can survive any bullet anywhere. Basically, he has literal plot armor inside of his body that protects him from bullets. And You can have a little stupid ass scene with those characters that no one cares about, and then in the show, get rid of that stupid ass UFO subplot with the whole office. I don't even want to get into that stupid, weird shit that doesn't mean anything at all. It's just completely pretentious garbage. So that's what I think should have happened. My finale is completely 1,000 times better, obviously, because it's not just complete garbage. And just the finale, it was so anticlimactic. It was so disappointing. We knew it was going to happen. We knew that certain characters would get certain bad endings, and then the boring characters would get these great endings where they get to do whatever they want and blah blah blah. It was very, very predictable in that way. And so, other than that, my favorite scene, God, my favorite scene was probably when the guy was coming to assassinate Mike, and then Mike and the kitchen brother kill him and his two people. I thought that was completely out of nowhere. It was so badass. It just completely brought and that's another thing too. Mike was a real underdog. He was such a cool character, and he was sort of like a cool version of Sam Jackson in Pulp Fiction. I hate Pulp Fiction, the movie, but this character actually reminds me of him, but just like a million times better. And just everything with him, I loved. Other than that, there was one other thing that I wanted to, there was like one, God damn it, there was just one little thing. I don't know what to rate this season either, because the thing is that I was expecting to really like this season, and then they did the thing with the finale, and the finale just ruined it all once again. So overall, I think that I'm just going to stick with a letter grade for this season. I know that's very anticlimactic, but it's fitting. The finale was anticlimactic, and my rating is anticlimactic, even though this fucking channel's called Sophie and Marco Dish Out on Movies, not Sophie and Marco just slack and don't rate things in terms of food anymore, but I feel bad, but maybe I'll come back one day and give this a rating. I would give the finale an F, and I would give the rest of the season like a B+ / A-. I really think that it's better than the first season. I would much rather watch this action-packed season than ever watch that first season with the main policewoman who discriminates against Lester and obsesses over him when there's a fucking serial killer outside killing hundreds of people. She's focusing on this guy who made a mistake or two. And, I'd much rather watch this gang season. So overall, yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you liked the video, and if you did like this video, comment your thoughts and opinions. Feel free. I still really enjoyed this season. I liked a lot of things about it. I disliked a lot of things. It's just all opinion. I mean, I do think my opinion about the finale is fact. What they did with, Todd and Kirsten Dunst, it was totally uncalled for. Their characters, they really deserved better. I mean, Kirsten Dunst, she was such a badass this whole season. I've never really liked her as an actress. I really like her as an actress after this season. I mean, she was taking out these gang members, and it was just awesome. And there was that whole scene where she had the hallucination with the brother in the basement, and I love that scene. That scene was hilarious. He doesn't believe her. He's seeing things. But yeah, anyways, as I said, like, comment, subscribe to our channel, all that stuff. And if you like this video, come back for season 3. I guarantee it'll be the same thing, though, where I like the season and then the finale is a piece of shit. I guarantee, because the writer, he's very, very habitual. He's very predictable in the way that he writes. I could have probably written this whole season almost, and had it exactly do what he would have done, because I don't know, it's just anyway, goodbye everybody. See you soon for season 3, and then later on I will be reviewing season 4, maybe with Safi, and we will be reviewing episode by episode. And believe me, I will be a lot harsher on that show, since it's new, since it's coming out during a pandemic. I will be so harsh on that show if it's bad. I'm going to be so mad if that show's bad. I'm going to be so mad because, this year, Better Call Saul Season 5, trash. The Alienist Season 2, trash. The Biggest Loser Season, whatever the fuck, reboot, unhealthy, hacks, those fucking hacks, trash. So there's been no good TV this year whatsoever. The best TV that I've watched is pretty much Fargo seasons 1 and 2, so goodbye!